The Hollywood car chase, an iconic cinematic scene which has become common in every genre from action to thriller to comedy. Responsible for giving us all unrealistic expectations on driving, there is no doubt that a good car chase can be pretty influential. There are so many good car chases to choose from, but we've narrowed it down to our top 10.
Okay, let's ride.
Gone in 60 Seconds. Perhaps not the best overall film on this list, but Gone in 60 Seconds has a chase worth tuning in for. This sequence depicts Memphis Raines, played by Nicolas Cage, in a cross-city chase as he is hounded by detectives Castlebeck and Drycoff for carrying out a huge car heist. Raines is also being stalked by a huge 18-wheeler, which was clearly too expensive to crash into. Nevertheless, there are some other great impacts, helicopters, and emotionally unstable gas canisters smashing around to keep this sequence high octane. Meh, why the hell not?
Three men, 254 kilos.
Seat belts.
The Transporter. Spawning a film franchise which would seem to go on forever, Transporter refueled anyone? The Transporter gave us a great BMW car chase scene which was as slick as Jason Statham himself. With a backing track that sounds like something your parents would get jiggy to, this scene is as fun as it is suave. Sure, the quick cuts and rotating shots down narrow streets may make the sturdiest stomachs a bit nauseous, but you can't help but find this playful car chase pretty enjoyable.
Would there be anything else?
Yes, do you have a Miss Piggy?
The Blues Brothers. The car chase by this iconic pair is perhaps one of the funniest in cinematic history. Whilst Elwood and Joliet Jake Blues have a domestic,
Well, try not to be so negative all the time. Why don't you offer some constructive criticism?
their chase takes an unexpected turn through a shopping mall. With both the brothers and the police equally unconcerned with pedestrian safety, they crash through the mall, inflicting maximum collateral damage. So it may not be the slickest chase on this list, but it is rare to see this much effort go into a car chase in a comedy film.
They broke my watch.
I'm gonna catch that sucker. It's the last thing I ever do.
The 7-Ups. One of the earlier contributions to this list, this 1973 thriller harks back to a time when cars were a long way off from being able to fly through the air with the help of CG. Gritty, loud and realistic, this race between a Pontiac Ventura, Pontiac Grandville and a police car with the world's most annoying siren has the raw energy of a sequence without frills, and this is just cool. The Driver. The Driver makes the most of its downtown LA backdrop in creating a sequence that strikes the fine balance between your classic action car chase and something a bit more atmospheric. The Driver pulls some amazing moves with a seemingly ever-growing number of police cars and gunfire in chase, all whilst remaining stony-faced. One of the few chases on this list to take place at night, the light from the LA streets and police sirens also makes something that is aesthetically pleasing as Ryan O'Neal's immovable face. And it finishes with this rather epic game of chicken. We feel you guys in the back seat. The French Connection. This car-train chase from the 1971 film intercuts scenes from both vehicles to build a huge amount of tension as the chase progresses, proving you should never stop your car for a crazy guy waving in the road, Doyle, played by Gene Hackman, does some impressive damage to his borrowed Pontiac Le Mans in his race against time. With the assassin mindlessly killing people aboard the train and a wealth of civilians on board, there is an effective sense of urgency built despite the lack of a high-octane soundtrack, which just goes to show how great this car chase is.
Hold it!
To live and die in LA. The chase in this scene from the 1985 action thriller is generally pretty awesome. With a cleverly executed full sense of security midway,
We lost the mothers.
I don't see him, man.
Huh?
I don't see him. Fucking did it, man.
We made it, baby!
Did it.
before the chase picks up again. The highlight, however, is undoubtedly when the car chase takes a turn the wrong way down a highway. It's the stuff nightmares are made of, and purportedly took an equally nightmarish 6 weeks to shoot. Director William Friedkin said he would only use the car chase if it was better than the one in The French Connection, and, at least on our list, it seems he was just about right. Mate, they can't hear you.
There's a minor tie-up on the North Long Beach right near Henry Ford. A couple of cars have tangled in traffic there. Shouldn't take too long to get this to the shoulder. It's a very simple affair, no injuries involved. Shouldn't cost you more than a couple of minutes, though, if you're heading northbound on the 710. I'm Stacy Beer.
Get back! Get in the fucking car! Get in the car!
Ronin. Now here is a car chase which ticks all the boxes. Badass handbrake turns? Check. Random motorcyclist abuse? Check. And a female driver? You go, girl. They even utilised the wrong way down the road trope, with courtesy flashes. But what really stands out is that all this takes place in the tunnels and archways of Belle Paris, which also allows for so many close shaves it's impossible not to hold your breath. We're just glad the 300 stunt drivers used and 80 cars that were purposefully ruined during production were worth it.
Now, how'd you go round? Look for that bloody exit. We can't go round here all night.
The Italian Job. Okay, so this British classic isn't quite Hollywood. But with its jaunty soundtrack, fumbling pedestrians and other humorous touches, the Italian Job's Mini Cooper car chase is undeniably the most enjoyable car chase in cinematic history. The Cooper's small size meant the chase could continue through shopping arcades, up and down stairs, across rooftops, along a footbridge, and through a sewer, causing minimal disruption. The scene, and indeed the film, finishes on what must be one of the best literal interpretations of a cliffhanger.
Hang on a minute, lads. I've got a great idea.
Bullet. The original and still the best, the 1968 film Bullet is widely regarded by critics and fans as the first modern car chase movie. The 10 minutes of squealing tyres and guttural engines may leave your ears bleeding, but this ambitious sequence changed the car chase scene forever. Dedicated camera work, such as these interior shots that must have required an uncomfortable level of intimacy with the camera guy, bring us right into the action, as if you were riding shotgun with Steve McQueen. Who, by the way, clearly aced reverse round the corner on his test. There is something satisfying and yet simultaneously heartbreaking about watching the Mustang and Charger crunch into the tarmac after enjoying a solid 2 milliseconds of air. Cityscape to landscape, random dramatic motorbike crashes, gunfire to ever so slightly dramatic explosions, this car chase really does have it all, and its inspiration can be seen in the Hollywood car chases that followed. Do you agree with our list, or have we got it completely wrong? Let us know in the comments below.